Boom. Greetings, good afternoon. It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome to the live stream. Let me do a little check to see that everything's working, audio check and all that stuff. Appreciate you guys coming through. Let me see real quick here. Long delay, man. Jesus. Greetings. There we go. We're good. We're good. What's up, man? Welcome. I appreciate you guys stopping by. It feels weird every time I have to like look up to look at you, even though I want to look down here. I wanted to talk a little bit about Codi. I missed this whole thing yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Have you guys seen this whole situation where there was a city council meeting, and BLM 757 was there and some other people in support, and then Cheif Talbot spoke, and I haven't even watched the whole thing. I just skimmed through it. I was like, yo, we got to see this. I just skimmed through it. And then there was a whole outburst. I was going to say in court, but like in the council meeting. So I want to see what he had to say. And thank you guys for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, the sun. I got to get some curtains. I got the rods, but I got to get that fixed. But yeah, man, new internet. We're on the new internet, by the way, which we're going to, I don't know, maybe Friday. I was thinking it could be a good day to have fun and celebrate or something. I got a champagne bottle. So maybe Friday we'll do that. We'll see. Fun streams, cancel streams. People unsubscribe every time I do the fun streams. But and the only thing is, I don't know. You guys tell me too. Do you want the green screen or no green screen from now? I didn't bring it with me yet. But do you like the natural background or do you prefer the green screen? The green screen is more clean, kind of like none of the. I mean, right now it's a mess because I'm still. But or do you like the open atmosphere where you can like try to like watch every little single detail and decipher and break the code of iCkEdMeL? I don't know, but yeah, I'm done with Comcast, man. It was a whole ordeal. Oh my god, I'm gonna save that for Friday. The only disadvantage is like, yeah, like I don't have the transparent background, but you know, I don't know. See, it kind of takes up more space. No green screen. You guys like it without? Some people like both. I like the green screen to switch it up. Maybe on and off. Somebody said I'm nosy. That's what somebody told me a long time ago too. I learned a very, very long time ago when I first started YouTube. When I was I did some sort of video and somebody was like, oh, there's like trash or like there's like this paper towel on the floor or something. I'm like, damn, these people really watch everything. That's what I was like. I need to get myself a green screen. But I plan to keep this place super minimal. It really depends. Some people like it, some people don't. Get a curtain or a fake wall. A fake wall. Yeah. Oh, a partition. Yeah. I like the footage behind me too. It's kind of weird. I like a mix. I don't know, man. Should we do a poll? Let's do a poll before we get started. And I'm probably gonna make a members video today and kind of talk a little bit about more like everything that's happened. It's a big deal for me. I know without context, people are like, well, why? But especially people that have been here for a very long time and have dealt with the whole Comcast BS situation that I've dealt with for years. I'm talking years. It was so bad at one point, and I spoke about this in one video, that I forgot what happened. I canceled Comcast or some shit. I was pissed. So I would have to pre-record a video, move it to my phone, and then go to like a Walmart, put it on Wi-Fi, upload it. Bro. Okay. Background. Let me put a poll. Green screen. Or what should I do? Green screen. Yes or no? The people that are rewatching this are going to be like, what the hell are these people doing? And why are they doing this? For anybody that knows about, I feel like I need to make a clear question. Green screen background, yes or no? So yes will be yes, I want the green screen background. No, I don't want the green screen.
The Hampton community is still holding out hope that Codi Bigsby will be found. The 4-year-old was reported.
Okay, there's the poll. I feel like there's perks and cons to it. I don't know. GG, just getting here. I'm late. That's the story of my life. It's all good. We just started. Only 84 votes. Get some more votes. No green screen. It's mixed. Damn. Very mixed. How many sound cards do I have? Well, I just this is my old one right now, and then I got upgraded to SSL2. I just use it for the microphone XLR. So you could use it for a lot more. You could use it for instruments, and if I wanted to connect my headphones directly to it, I could, but I don't. I guess we'll see. The benefit for me is the green screen is huge, and so I have a lot more space. This is a smaller space, kind of, you know, so like not having a green screen gives me more space, but it also gives me a little bit more privacy. I don't know. I still got a lot to move, kind of, but honestly, it was my first time moving on my own. So there's not a lot. If anybody's ever been through that, like your first time moving, there's not a lot. It's actually a couple things, and then you're buying a bunch of stuff, which is really expensive, kind of. And so people have been sending me suggestions, but it's a blessing, man. I feel super blessed. I'm excited. Maddie's excited. You know, it's really cool. And one of the biggest things is privacy, more privacy, the internet, better internet, the ping. If anybody knows about internet and ping, the ping was 1 ms. I never get 1 ms with Comcast. Never. There's so many things because I would love to do live streaming with less latency. I could make it less latency, but then I can't have closed captions on. So if I don't put closed captions on, then people start saying, but wait, iCkEdMeL, we want the closed captions. If there's less latency, there's less delay. So when I'm talking, it takes like almost 30 seconds to get to you. And it makes this weird thing for us engaging back and forth. There's a delay, even the chat. But if I put it lower latency, we can actually kind of talk back to back and it's more smoother, but then there's no closed captions. Like everything is something, right? Like you got to give something to get something, I guess. What's Comcast? One of the worst companies for internet, in my opinion. South Florida. They're worse. Who knows? Maybe we'll come back tonight or something. I'm gonna do this right now. We're gonna. All I want to do is, because I feel like I do want to chill and talk with you guys. But as far as Codi, I want to watch this console thing, meeting thing, see what happened with them. Talk a little bit about. Well, let me read this to you guys. I copied and pasted this because the article kept playing the sound in the background. It was annoying. It says here Thursday marks the 11th day of the search for missing Hampton 4-year-old Codi Bigsby. I have seen some other places say 10 days, 11 days. I think it's 11, I guess. So his dad, Cory Bigsby, was incarcerated at the Hampton Correctional Facility, but has since been moved to Hampton Roads Regional Jail. He's currently the only person of interest in the disappearance of his son. He was charged with 7 counts of felony child neglect. He admitted to investigators that he left his young kids, 5, 4, and 2, the twins, at home alone, dating back to December. This is all stuff we know. We've covered this. Just a quick little. And the judge denied bail because of supposedly this AWOL situation, which was really interesting what some people had to say about that, because they were saying they can give you AWOL for anything. It doesn't have to mean that like you just like deserted the base or something and left your comrades. It could be as easy as you're late or you didn't show up for something, and if the person wants to be a dick, they can try to nab you with that. And so this video that we're gonna watch now, I timestamped it. I'm not gonna make you sit through an hour and a half, because a lot of it is just they're talking about things like parking stuff and like things in the community that, you know, I don't know, stuff like that. So we're gonna watch the parts with Codi Bigsby and Cheif Talbot, the engagement. And by the way, too, I just want to say, definitely check out Legacy on Twitter. See, this is the only thing I don't like. I like having transparency in this portion, but I can flip it. Check out Legacy on Twitter. She is doing a good job with all the updates, like following the updates on the situation. So just like they mentioned, he was transferred to Rhodes Regional Jail. She also has a website, which I thought was interesting. I took a couple minutes just to browse it. And there's Michael Vaughn there, Lena, Dulce. Oh, wow. All right, man, I remember covering that. Kyron and Codi Bigsby. And so if you're interested, you can just click the link and it takes you to like a quick. See, this is the only downside of no green screen. Oh. Gonna take me time to get used to. But it gives you like a quick synopsis kind of the location, the area, the timeline, some of the pictures, the events, things like that. So I thought it was cool. People involved. Codi, a little background information. Cheif Mark Talbot, the attorney, the new house, the sister, search. I don't know if she's done this by herself, but oh, look, it's me. Thank you. I don't know if she's done this by herself, but I can tell you because I've done websites. I mean, I'm sure that just this is the Wix. Maybe she's using like a build it thing, but even if it's a build it thing, that stuff takes time. It takes a lot of time. So let's check out this. And one of the first, I guess I'll make myself smaller. I have it marked for 4132 when the BLM comes in. And this lady, maybe we should hear this lady's story real quick. This was a jacked up story. I'm just going to let me.
We pay for it in our taxes. You're putting also don't handy.
And welcome.
Here we go.
My name is Nakia Miller. I reside at 910 Quash.
Excuse me, just for those who come up to speak, you don't have to give your address, just your name, please.
Okay, Nakia Miller.
How's that?
There's no member of this body that I am not certain is aware of the repeated sexual assaults that happened to my now 9-year-old daughter in a Hampton City elementary school. As a city council, it is important that the city council not only represent the entire city, well, the city council should represent the entire city and should not absolve themselves from incidents or situations that involve Hampton City schools. It is important that the students and the children in our neighborhoods feel that they can be safe. The Hampton Commonwealth attorney abandoned my family and cared more about my daughter's rapist than he cared about her. I had a conversation with a man that I have known for my entire life who was not willing to advocate on my family's behalf. It is important that the children of our city know that our city council has their back, that it's not. Now we have a situation where we have a missing child. When Noah Tomlin was discarded in the steam plant like a piece of garbage, our community united and our city council and other resources activated in order to find him. Now Cory Bigsby is missing. Our city council should not say that we represent our city, except when it involves Hampton City schools. Our city council should not say we represent our city, except when it requires a little bit of dirt and dust getting on our shoes. I ask that on behalf of my daughter, that a vote of no confidence be placed on Hampton City schools for allowing rape in schools. I ask that our city council activate and mobilize in order to put whatever resources need be in order to find Cory Bigsby, regardless of the outcome. He deserves to be found. As Councilman Brown stated in his invocation, there are some positions that you must take not because they are those that are popular, but because they are those that are right. Now, it is important that we stand with Celeste and we stand with Codi. And if that can't be done, then our community should stand and hold those elected officials to task at the ballot box. Thank you.
Thank you. The next two speakers are Jafari Jones and Mahogany Walden. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah. Is it me? My name is Jafari Jones, and I grew up in 249 Phoebus area of Virginia, and I would just like to say good afternoon, good evening to the citizens of Hampton who have been out here with us for the last 10 days. Codi Bigsby has been missing since the end of January of this month. The community formed what is now known as Camp Codi. The community came out the first day. We actually let the law enforcement, quote unquote, have a chance to do their due diligence, and we were seeing nothing. The public, local community was not alerted that there was a missing child. On the first day, we as a community came out and answered the call to the volunteers that law enforcement put out. Law enforcement only allowed 50 people to assist them and turned away countless individuals who wanted to look for a 4-year-old missing child that felt a prick in their heart and a sense of urgency to come and assist. And if y'all heard that correctly, they were turned away. There was bulletins posted telling them not to come, as if there was enough, or if there is enough bodies to search for a 4-year-old missing child. A 4-year-old missing child. Too many bodies. Day 2, 50 were allowed to come. None of these individuals were called back, ironically. Not one person from that first day that looked like me or behind me were called back the next day. Other people were turned away. We were refused access to the same briefing we were in the next day. We were refused maps so we wouldn't cross each other's paths while we were out here searching for this child, while we're trying to do things decently in order, not like a pack of middle schoolers on a scavenger hunt. We're searching for a 4-year-old boy here. Law enforcement lollygagging at the camp they set up, then breaking down camp 5 days ago. Today is day 9 of Camp Codi. Tomorrow will make day 10. None of us are being paid for this. We don't get 401k for this. We don't have dental.
Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Please hit like if you wouldn't mind. We're watching this. This is from yesterday from the city. There was a city council, and right now we're watching BLM 757. They're on Facebook. You can find them there. They've been out searching, and there's a lot of, people feel different ways about this, but this is the medium where you're supposed to go and talk. But I can see now maybe why Cheif Talbot said what he said. Maybe I only saw parts of it, but there's a lot of frustration, obviously, in the community. And this is, think about Noah Tomlin and the other kids. So people are, upset. Charisma, thank you for the super chat.
Mental health behind this. Camp Codi Search and Rescue, 10 days strong. I'm going to brief it up because I know my time is coming to an end. But we're asking the 10th day strong. Codi Alert and other cities have George Floyd, John Benet Ramsey, Breonna Taylor. We have Codi Bigsby. This is your city. We haven't heard from not one of you. People cannot even name city council members. We've been out there for 10 days. We're not elected officials. We haven't seen not one of you. We saw you over there gesturing because it's cold. Yeah, we know. You want to know how we know? Because we've been out here for at least 6 hours a day for the last 9 days. At least. We're not comfortable because he's not comfortable. We don't know where he is, so we can't sleep. We asked y'all if y'all thought it was a disconnect between city council and y'all. Y'all refused to answer.
Your time's expired, but thank you.
Is Hampton a hub for missing persons? Is that what y'all want to be known for?
Sir, your
because
time's
as of right
expired.
now, that's what it's looking like.
Thank you.
Hampton City.
Good evening and welcome.
Codi Alert, activated.
Good evening, welcome.
Good evening. My name is Mahogany Walden, Mayor Tuck, and members of the council. Volunteers have burned gallons of gas. We've walked many miles and have gotten in thousands of steps. I know because it's been a workout. We printed hundreds of flyers and knocked on countless doors. We put in our blood, sweat, and tears, literally, in our search efforts to try and find Codi Bigsby and to alert the public of his disappearance. In knocking on doors within the 1 mile radius of where he went missing, I found that many residents in the Fox Hill and Buckrow area weren't even aware that a child had gone missing. The Hampton government Facebook page shared his image, which was a reshare from Hampton Police twice on January 31st and February 1st. For the past 5 days that I've been a part of this search, I haven't seen or heard any of our elected officials make statements to encourage the search efforts, to come out and lend a hand with flyers, or to donate their time in some way. If you have done so, pardon me, but I'm speaking on what I have seen. And what I feel is that this city has seemed to neglect the efforts to look for Cody and has put more focus on the father. I'll be honest, it does look bad to see that the police command center was disbanded at Buckrow Point where Camp Cody is, our simple setup that Jafari was referring to, that has a tent and a hydration station where volunteers can get water, snacks, and information. We've been there 4 days longer than those that were there who were supposed to protect and serve. Of course, there's information about the case that we're unaware of, and the police could have shut down shop for valid reasons. But local citizens, some with specialized hunting and water gear, some with just our gym shoes and our winter coats and our hand warmers, like myself, are still out there. We come in between shifts at work. I even bring my work computer with me every day and work from my car. Many of us come with our kids, our dogs, our aunts. There have been grandparents, the disabled, the elderly, and people that should be at home resting and relaxing and having a cup of cocoa, but they've been out there putting themselves on the front line. So my question is, where have you been? I would also like to read a statement from one of the members of Cody's family. As Cody's aunt, the first real question I have is, where is the support from the elected officials of this city? I have traveled hundreds of miles back and forth to make efforts to bring my nephew home with absolutely no assistance from local officials. Our hearts are heavy. I particularly am outraged. I feel that law enforcement wasted time. During the most crucial hours, I need to know why there was so much focus put on the father when that energy could have been put into locating the whereabouts of Cody. It saddens me to know that the disappearance of a 4-year-old child is not as important as playing the blame game. And that's from Cody's aunt, Tandalia Butler.
Thank you. The next two speakers are William Reese.
So she was speaking, I guess, on behalf of the aunt. Thank you, the star 798 for the super chat. Love your channel, new-ish subscriber. Well, welcome. Thank you. I hope you stick around. Appreciate it.
And Edwin Boone.
And so for here, I'm going to skip to Cheif Talbot. What is relevant about BLM in this case? I don't know. They've been out there. I'm not sure if I'm interpreting it right either, but they've been out there. And I think that particularly with this video, it's going to give context a little bit to what happens next. So let me skip to Talbot at 108. Oh, no, wait. I forgot about this lady. Let's hear her out too real quick. And then we'll do Cheif Talbot.
Thank you. Bianca Wilson and Marquez Weaver.
Sleepy Talbot. Oh, God.
Good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I am Bianca Wilson. I have a business here that's called Building Back Black. Today I am speaking on behalf of the community and citizens of Hampton in reference to Codi Bigsby. I myself have been out there in the trenches every day, along with Black Lives Matter, Jafari, searching for Codi Bigsby. We have donated money to the camp, food, clothing, everything that we're doing on our own. I've been out in trenches, and I'm a veteran, Air Force veteran, so I've been out in trenches, and I found clothing belonging to children. I do not want to get emotional. That should not be in these places. It concerns me. We have another missing child that I believe that is just missing as of January 18th. I am concerned about the children in this area. I'm concerned about the missing children and persons in the Buckrow area. It is alarming. It's emergent. We went to the press conference that the police chief had. I appreciate the information that he could provide, but we need more transparency. My plea to you guys today is just to ask to get involved with what we're doing. We desperately need your help. We desperately need funding from you all. We will also like for your
Yeah, I see some of the people in the chat talking about BLM. I saw there was something, right? What happened recently? So I saw somebody say 60 million or something like that. There's stuff going on. California threatens to hold BLM liable unless it discloses. Just a little quick context for people wondering what's going on. As far as BLM and stuff like that, this particular group, 757, this is the first time I ever seen BLM actually looking for kids. I'm like, wow, it's about time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, so when I see this, I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's good. Anybody that's looking for him, I don't really care as for who, what organization or whatever, but yeah, the overall thing, I'm hearing things like this. California threatens to hold BLM leaders liable. They failed to disclose the details of 60 million in donations. Damn. According to the Daily Mail, the group's leaders have 60 days to release information to the California Department of Justice, which alleged the charity. To me, like, I'm not so into all these organization stuff either. And even, I mean, I don't want to sidetrack into all this mess of my feelings on it or the organization in particular. But I do like that at least this particular, hey, they're out there searching, whatever. I don't know about what happened in court now, which we're going to see. I saw a snippet where they're like, oh, the guy turned on the speakerphone, I think, and what we saw in, well, I'm not even going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? But this is what people are referencing, this donation. And sure, go ahead, look into all that. But so when they're talking about BLM here, they're talking about this local group, this local community. They have the Facebook page, Black Lives Matter 757.
Presence, if it's
and they actually started the petition for Codi Alert, I believe. That's what I
all
said.
Possible for you to come out and show up as the leaders and the citizens who voted your seat to be here.
Jennifer says BLM is not centralized organization. Okay, there are individual organizations that have BLM in their title.
Today. I know you guys have heard a lot about Codi Bigsby, but it is very emotional going to search in the woods for a 4-year-old child, not knowing what we may or may not uncover. So to soften the hearts of not only myself as a veteran and as a business owner and for the community and the citizens of Hampton, Virginia, I would appreciate.
I agree with that, Karma. I agree with that.
If you can soften our hearts just a little bit by showing up and being present in the community and for us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker is Donald Key.
All right, so let me go to Cheif Talbot. Yeah, I mean, I've spoken on that whole BLM thing and my thoughts in the past. People lose their minds. But we want to know, iCkEdMeL. Cancel yourself. Okay, here. Oh, this guy was kind of lit too. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I saw a little bit of it.
And truth to power. Youth Opportunities Rescue Plan, or where's the regular budget money? And also, for you to ask us to apply for a $2,000 grant, that won't even pay 1 month's note at the new spot that y'all shut us down for a whole year. And I want to thank you, Murray Bunning, because it took me calling you out last time we didn't get the business license. We got.
Yeah, as far as like this Codi thing, whoever wants to go help, yo. I'm not gonna, because of all this other stuff going on. You're a local group community. You're actually out there searching. You're gathering people. You're organizing. You're actually coming to these speaking council meetings. Hey.
Out the very next day, and truth.
I'm going to ask our chief of police to come forward to address some of these comments, please, if you don't mind.
So this is Talbot now coming.
Good evening. So I want to start by thanking you all for not being a distraction throughout a very long and difficult investigation. Clearly, with this case being as intense and high profile as it's turned out to be, it's been a tremendous amount of stress for everybody involved, including the public. I absolutely appreciate the number of citizens who've reached out and offered to help, and the citizens that have searched.
I'm sorry for pausing it again. I actually kind of agree with some of the, I know your stuff was like taken away. I actually agree with some of that stuff. I've spoken about that in the past, but yeah.
We have collaborated very well with many residents. Obviously, the public has no way of knowing the number of conversations that I've had with you all and the emails and the phone calls. Nobody knows that. Nobody needs to know it. But the reality of what's been happening is it's important that we continue to have our time available to focus on what we need to focus on to determine what happened. So from the first minutes of the investigation, myself, assistant chiefs, members of command staff, as you know, were at Codi Bigsby's residence to see for ourselves what the evidence demonstrated. And we followed the evidence from day one. It was very clear to us. The evidence about what likely occurred has been very clear. There's little about this that has been mysterious. We certainly haven't closed off our minds to other possibilities, but unlike those who don't do this professionally, we're bound to do the things that the evidence present to us. We just can't make it up as we go along. If there were any additional resources or software or an additional mechanism to get the word out that would have helped us, I know you recognize we would have utilized that additional resource. There is no question about that. The sad fact is we didn't need any additional mechanisms to get the word out. It's interesting to me that many of the people who are complaining the loudest about us failing to engage with the public, I've spoken to.
Just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Please.
And I feel like they really should let these people, like they had their time. You should let people speak and get it out. I guess they're saying with as far as the Amber Alert, I feel like they should have some sort of child alert. We've spoken about that on previous streams. I think that is a good idea. But I think what the chief is saying, and a lot of times people have a hard time. I've been in that position, not that position, but in the position where I know more than I can say with specific stories. I've even had families and certain stories reach out to me. They're like, hey, I can tell you this, but you can't say it. And people are looking at you, but how do you know? How do you know? And they're like, well, you can't say that I spoke to you. And, you know, and so in this case, like evidence, he's saying, yo, there's clear evidence. It's not a mystery. It's not this like Illuminati. Okay. We just can't tell you specifically. I mean, they've been walking out with all these evidence bags. It's not this thing in the stars that, you know, he's saying from their perspective, it's very clear what happened. And that it doesn't seem like, I would think it's not looking good for Codi being alive. I mean, I don't know what they found or whatever. Of course, it's important to find them. And so that's what he's trying to say. It seems like, and we got to do our job. based on our findings. You don't know our findings. Your perception of what we're doing is based on what you know publicly. What we're doing is based on what we know factually and evidence and what we have that we can't tell you. That's what I'm interpreting that as. I don't know. Could be wrong.
In the audience, right now your phone is disrupting what we're trying to do. Please either shut it off, put it on silent, or move outside of this chamber.
That wasn't a phone, that was my voice.
Whatever it was, please. Okay? Thank you. Chief, go ahead.
I would say, Mayor, that it's interesting that many of the people that have spoken the loudest about our failure to collaborate, I've spoken to directly myself. I've reached out to a number of these folks and made sure that they were aware of, from the very first day, what was happening.
I mean, that's my only thing with that. Listen, like I said, I appreciate the group searching out there. I've spoken in the past about BLM. I'm leaving all that out or whatever, and I'm just looking at this as, hey, it's a group of people out there searching for Cody. That's amazing. But I noticed too sometimes when people are trying to tell, and I don't know what they have. This is just me looking from the outside. And when you're trying to tell the truth, usually people are trying to intercept that by making noise and all this kind of stuff, and you can't even talk and get your point across. And it's something too when you're not. Or maybe they're just tired of it. Maybe they feel they've heard this already. It's the same story. But when you're not willing to at least listen to what the person is saying, there's no point in even talking. There's no point in even being a part of the conversation if you're not even going to listen, I guess, right? Or it can't be a back and forth. Wow. So he literally, if you guys watching in the corner over there, he's literally walking up to him with a megaphone, like right up to him.
So this is what you want to call a distraction. Y'all want to sit up here on your throne, act like y'all better than everybody. We went out here for the 9 days straight. It'll be 10 days tomorrow. I bet you won't be out there then. Y'all sitting up here acting like everything all right. This is bullshit. You need to go. You need to go. You need to go. And Chief, you brand new, you tell yours too. Everything ain't got to be politically correct. When y'all talk about some cold, imagine how Cody feels. Y'all talk about some rain, imagine how Cody feels. You want to talk about y'all know about your phone calls y'all have? We voted your ass in, and we gonna vote your ass out.
Period. The residents are not lying. Nobody has been to their homes within a 1 mile radius. So explain that, and what does the evidence say? We need transparency. If you know something, let us know something.
That's crazy.
Shall I continue, sir? I think this is emblematic. This is emblematic of what we have.
That ain't long enough. What if it was your kids? Huh?
This is emblematic of what we've tried hard to avoid. We've tried hard to avoid a search for a 4-year-old boy in a tragedy, an unmitigated tragedy. We didn't want it to become a sideshow. We will continue to work and do everything we possibly can to figure out what happened to this child. We will leave no stone unturned. Haven't stopped since day one. We've continued to follow the evidence and make sure that we not only check, we check twice, we check again. We've sent the public out to locations that we've searched, and we will continue to do that. Did you have any additional questions?
I think we're fine, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Oof, that requires a lot of patience, too.
We have one more item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I mean, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Definitely, it's not a good look, I think. I'm trying to see it from the other perspective of maybe they're frustrated or something. maybe if they feel like they just talk in a regular monotone voice, he gets up there, does his whatever 1 or 2 minutes and leaves, that it's not going to have any effect and that this would be more effective. But it's not effective, I guess, for conversation. And then the police chief said too that he was like, these people, the same people that are out here making all this noise, or, you know, the loudest ones, the loudest people, I've had conversations with them, like direct. And then when they're saying and asking for transparency, what are they asking for? Like, they want the evidence? Like, is all the evidence supposed to be put out? You want all the evidence put out for everybody? The whole search thing, I get that can be frustrating, but this is not like the first time where there's like a limited amount of search. People are open to do their own searches, but I guess with their own police search, they have to, I don't know if they have to track people, like resources, or how exactly it works. I don't know if there's like some sort of mini training, like, hey, don't touch this, don't touch that, you got to wear this. I don't know if they have to have people with groups of like people that are authorized. Like, they're just not going to let a group go by themselves of just regular citizens. Maybe they need to put their own people in there as well. That was one of the complaints that I saw they were talking about, was like, why only 50 people allowed? Yeah, it's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, man. I wonder what your guys' thoughts on that. If they had evidence to prove the father killed the child, they would have already been charged. So why hasn't the search? Oh, I just lost it. I lost it. Thank you, Jay Barrett. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. This chief is amazing. I think he's doing a good job, man. This is just me from the outside. I don't live there. I'm not in that community. I think as far as communication, some of these people wouldn't even talk that much. They've come out multiple times, even though some of the times I'm sure we want to hear more. Also, I got a Legacy was telling me, I think she has it right. They have the mother's name. She's not putting it out. I don't think I'm going to put it out either. She believes, from what I saw, that it's for a reason. I heard supposedly that she may have custody of the other kids. And so, you know, just how these people are on the internet, I'm not going to do that as of now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The future comes out, something comes out publicly, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we go there. But just like Summer's case, drama will ruin chances of finding Codi. Yeah, I mean, I think the Codi alert is a great thing. They should have some sort of alert for the kids. Oh, let me send. Did I say? Let me see this real quick. Yeah, and let me just check real quick if that's it. I just wanted to do a brief stream, say hi to you guys, check in, and put those links. Let me see. Is there anything else? You know, and if this father did it, if he has something to do with it, he must have really did a job hiding Codi. They were saying too that some people believe that maybe that whole Starbucks situation, maybe that was the mother that they saw Codi with instead of the aunt that she thought. Amy, thank you. If they give evidence out, it could be thrown out in court. Yeah, that's true. That's true, which would end up letting the guilty person off. They have tons more info than they can say because of that. Yeah, they walked out with all those evidence bags. They got to have more. They got to have more. Searching, though, is probably got to feel almost futile, because if you don't have a specific area or area of focus and you're just blindly searching, oh, man, that's a whole lot of searching. The hippie activist, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. Gracias. And thank you for the super chat. Here's to new beginnings, Mel. Thank you. I don't know if we should do a fun stream tonight or Friday night. Friday night sounds like the night, but tonight is like ladies' night too, isn't it? I don't know. Friday night. Thursday night, Friday night. Butt length dreadlocks in military, huh? Is that possible? Well, that's one of the, yeah, I can't disagree with you on that, man. That the gun violence and everything that's happening is horrible. And all these kids getting killed all the time by the stray bullets and all this kind of crazy situations. True. Amelia says the public is acting as though law enforcement is not doing enough. Cory is the one responsible for this missing child. What the police probably know is that Cory killed Codi and need a confession. Thank you, Brittany. That's what I'm thinking too, Peggy. They need to backtrack the father's whereabouts. Do you want to hear all the speakers? I'll put the link right now for you. Just a heads up warning. Most of it is not about Codi. Most of it is people just from the community talking about different things like parking and like different, just like these things they do in the city, making requests, talking about things they disagree with. A lot of it is nothing to do with Codi, but I'll put the link there for you now in the description. And thank you, Legacy, for sending me the link to the video, the source link, which I love. I love when people send source links. Valerie, I think the father made a bad decision and his child is no longer with us. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that too. Let me take a quick look again on Facebook. I'm trying to get myself a little bit grounded because like even now when I came to sit here, I'm like, damn, what did I miss? Like, 'cause I haven't really looked in the last 2 days. But I guess there hasn't really been much. Oh, there's Codi Alert Rally. Let's take a look at what this is here real quick. This is on the BLM page.
We have to motivate and make
Oh, I think it's the lady that was speaking, I think.
sure that the individuals who are choosing not to go to the polls go. We have 3 individuals that are up for re-election on the city council this election cycle. And what they chose not to do for my daughter, we need to make sure that they feel it in the ballot box. Yes. We need to make sure that every member that's up.
They re-elected this guy in Minneapolis. What's his name? Frey? Jacob Frey? They were threatening him last time. They were going to remove him. They didn't do nothing to vote him out. Right? Didn't he get re-elected? MH, thank you so much for the super chat, super sticker.
Upstairs, who chose not to make a statement, who chose not to look for baby Codi, who chose not to give to care at all about the fact that this little black baby is missing. Right. We need to make them feel it in the ballot box. Mayor, city council, school board member, I don't care what your elected role is in this city. They owe baby Codi at least an hour of their time. At least an hour of their time to show that they care. But they don't. They need to make a statement. And you need to make them feel it in the ballot box.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't voting locally. I only voted locally for the first time whenever that was. I was like, yo, there's so much you can change. Like little things that you have no idea is going on in your community. Sasha, thank you so much for the members chat. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. Thank you, Mel, Mods. Congrats on your new dicks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Gracias. Let's see what this is right here.
Drina Dixon faces her fears each day she looks for Codi Bigsby. Scared of water, wood, height, speed. She says the only thing that matters is bringing Codi home. When it was mentioned about Spider-Man flip-flops, and I was looking through the pictures, I'm like, Hey, my son has those shoes. He has Spider-Man water shoes. That image had stuck with her and pushed her to search for Codi all week. She even gathered community members Thursday morning to help with search efforts led by Water Team Inc., a veterans nonprofit based.
I think it would be nice for these groups that are searching. First of all, just salute to all the people out there, the communities, even 757. Even though we don't, most of us probably don't agree with that inside the council meeting. Just everybody that's helped out there, and I think that's amazing. I hope that it would be cool if they had some sort of website or something, or they could link up, or somebody could make a website to submit information of what the areas that have been searched. The only problem with that, I guess, is that not everybody searches differently. And so if you have regular people searching, they might not search as how a professional search group would search. And then I don't know if that could create some sort of conflict or somebody overlooks something. But I think it would be dope if they could, some sort of website where they could submit the info so they're not double searching over the same areas.
Newport News. The group spent hours in the wooded area near Boo Williams Sportsplex. They searched for Codi and any clues that could lead them to him.
We look at ease of entrance and how quickly you can disperse something and how quickly you can get out.
Joe Slavinsky with Water Team Inc. says it's an extensive search going through wooded areas and small bodies of water across.
TR says, and TR is a local. TR says, and thank you for the emails and everything you've sent me. Appreciate it. We can't vote new people in when there's no one running against the current council members. Oh, okay. All right. I hear that. How the chief going to contradict himself like that? First act as though they have evidence, then say they need the community's help to find evidence. I wonder if it's a contradiction or if they just need more. I mean, so far, to be fair, what they've charged him with is not a lot so far. It's the incident from December that they got from him talking himself into that. He, I guess, admitted that he had left the kids at those points in time. And so they used that to arrest him. And they arrested him when the sister was showing up to the police station and saying, hey, we got an attorney. So it's like they kind of pushed forward, I think. Patricia, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. Gracias. Love you. Love your shirts and love your chat peeps. Apartment looks nice and bright. Thank you. Yeah, this place has a lot more windows. I'm liking it. I'm still kind of debating on green screen or not. I mean, right now there's a lot of noise because I have all this stuff behind me. Eventually it's going to be whatever. It's not going to be as much noise. But I have to see because I do like the transparent background for some of these clips. And I don't have that without the green screen. So I guess we have to see. But thank you, Patricia.
Hampton.
It takes hours of looking at a map and remembering where we've been, how we searched that piece of ground.
Slavinsky says his team started searching for Codi last Tuesday. He says the most challenging part is not having much information on what actually happened to him. But Slavinsky says that won't stop the group from searching and informing others about his disappearance.
And that will be the worst tragedy of all of this is people just forget about him and he's just deemed unfound. And will not be found. I can't, myself, I can't accept that.
Yeah, that's horrible, man. I saw something. Oh yeah, Net Detective says they need to call EquiSearch. Yeah. I believe EquiSearch has to be requested, but yeah, I agree. I think police should request them, whoever it is. Should request them. I don't know how much information they have or idea of where he might be, Codi, but I totally think they should. If the chief, Holy Cat says, if the chief is so confident in the investigation, why have they been back since 7-8 times? They have been back multiple times. Yep. They did not allow the public to search for Summer at all. Really? Maybe that's part of the reason of the frustration. I heard with Noah Tomlin, I thought that was kind of the same deal where they wouldn't let the public help. See, Noah Tomlin. No public. Yeah, it says here from a week ago from WTKR, and this is in Hampton, Virginia. It says here, let me see. Yeah, back when Noah Tomlin case happened, when it first came up missing, they didn't allow the public to help search. I'm not going to let that happen again. So for some people, especially if you're local and you're out there and you've already, they literally, how far was the distance, TR? I think you said it to me one time. It was like 2 miles or something, or I don't know how far. So literally you're in the same community, another child is missing, killed, all these horrible situations, public's not allowed to help out. And so now it happens again. And I can understand how there maybe could be some frustration. Yeah, we want to get involved. We felt we don't want this child to end up the same way. Doesn't family have to ask for echo search? No. I heard that they have to be requested by like law enforcement. I don't think just families can go and request it. Yeah, I heard that it has to be requested by like law enforcement. I mean, maybe the families could go and ask law enforcement, but they don't just take like random people asking. And I know the family's not random, but I'm pretty sure they don't just do that either. And they probably have their own criteria. I'm not sure what it is because I'm sure they get a lot of requests. Mel, did you see that story about the couple that was arrested in Florida for keeping the 14-year-old adopted son in a locked garage? No. 14-year-old. Somebody emailed me some crazy story too, I think in Memphis. I don't know, somewhere in Memphis. Harmony. I've been needing to do an update video on that. And that one's probably going to be pre-recorded. I haven't checked for the updates on Harmony. All I see is they're saying that the mother rang the alarm for years. Years? Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. Put a couple of forced son to live in locked structure for garage for years. Damn. Let me see what this says. Let's take a quick look at this and then I'll head out. I might be back tonight or we leave it for tomorrow. I don't know. As far as like the regular fun stream.
Son, we're...
It's called When They Know of an Area. True, Winnie. Yep, that is true. Yep.
Details tonight in the case of a Jupiter teenager who police say was forced to live in a confined room inside his adoptive parents' garage.
The 14-year-old told police he remembers being locked inside for nearly 18 hours a day, every day. Reporter Steve King's live in Jupiter with other very disturbing information in that arrest report and what happened when those parents faced a judge earlier today. Steve?
Todd, well, we now have this arrest report which has many disturbing new details about what police say the boy was forced to endure, including much of that physical and emotional abuse that he was subjected to, including he said that when he wasn't inside of that locked room that only had a bucket for him to use the bathroom, he was outside doing yard work. Just another example of the abuse he says he was subjected to.
The report also states the same thing happened in Arizona, where the family lived before coming here. However, before Arizona, they lived in the same Jupiter neighborhood where neighbors told police they saw a room in the garage that had a small child-sized bed inside, but they couldn't say exactly when. In addition, the report says the boy was slammed against a wall by his neck and slapped and hit with a belt while naked. It states the boy was able to go to school, but had to spend the rest of the time in that room in the garage. The report also discussed the boy's interaction with police when he was found after being missing for 3 days at the end of January. During those conversations, the boy pleaded with interviewing officers to arrest him because he would, quote, rather be in prison than back at home. The boy also told police he initially ran away because he felt like no one loves him. But the lawyer for one of the boy's adoptive parents spoke at first appearance today.
I think there's a lot in dispute as far as what this young man is saying.
But the Jupiter Police Department...
So they're saying he's lying? What is that what the attorney is saying? I'm kind of curious to see if we can get the court hearing for that. Maybe pull up some names. Not for right now, but maybe for a different stream. It's kind of interesting. I'm just curious. What are they going to say? They're going to try to argue this? Fight this?
Department's investigation was not only statements, but there was also a search of a Ring camera inside the small makeshift room in the garage. That camera has thousands of videos showing the boy repeatedly locked in his room being yelled at, and in one video the parents removing the covers from his mattress and throwing the mattress against the wall. Another video also shows his parents telling him to clean the bucket he uses to go to the bathroom.
Bro, people are just sick, man. I don't even know what to say anymore with this stuff. Son of Jupiter couple. Oh, now we got the pictures and stuff here as well. Daily Mail. Thank you. It's kind of an interesting story. Horrible. And it looks like these people got a nice house. Fix this a little bit. Flip myself. 14-year-old adopted son to live in 8-foot by 8-foot lockbox with a bucket for a toilet inside their garage for 5 years. Wow. And he was even going to school. I guess he was afraid to say something. I wonder if he ever reported it to school, because maybe you could start holding some of these people accountable too. And he said supposedly that he told the police, arrest me. I'd rather be arrested than to go back to my parents. Let me pull this up in this. I'd rather do it over here. Less ads. Jeez. Oh, here they are. Tracy Fretter, 46, and Timothy. Some sick ass people, both from Jupiter. Jupiter is like, I think that's mid Florida, or is that up north? Jupiter, Florida. On my way. I think it's like mid. I don't think it's all the way up. Yeah, kind of. Well, almost not even. A little bit past West Palm Beach, past Palm Gardens, before Vero Beach. It's really not that far actually from me. Lord Almighty. About an hour and a half drive. Both pled not guilty to one count of aggravated child and count of false imprisonment for allegedly forcing their adopted son to stay in a locked cell-like structure in their garage. So they plan on fighting this. And they got other kids? With 3 of their children, the couple's 3 other children were removed from their house by Child Protective Services, including one child who was 2 years old. Wow. And so the other kids didn't say anything either? I mean, obviously not the 2-year-old, but wow. I'm a little intrigued about this story. The 14-year-old was even made to clean a bucket. He told police he was once locked in the prison for 18 hours, according to court documents. The 14-year-old suffered from reactive attachment disorder that prevented him from forming healthy emotional bonds with his caretakers, and suggested that this contributed to his parents' decision to lock him up. The shocking revelations follow a year-long child abuse investigation sparked on January 28, 2021, when the teen ran away from home and Tracy reported him missing. She told police the boy had several behavioral disorders and had gotten into trouble in school the day before. Wow. The 14-year-old boy told police he was spanked, hit with a belt and a jump rope, and frequently spit on, and reportedly asked to be put in jail so he didn't have to go back to his adopted parents. Was he the only adopted one? Tracy told authorities who asked about the strange structure in her garage, described in police reports as a small room with a plain white door, that it was used as an office, then changed her story and said it was a storage unit. It had a doorknob and a deadbolt with the light that could only be switched on and off from the outside. Oh, that's horrible. So she couldn't lock him in there, kind of control it, keep the lights off, just leave you in darkness. I wonder if there was any like windows or anything. Inside was a mattress, a box spring outfitted with gray sheets, a desk with a school books and children's books, and a chair. I feel like no one loves me, the boy repeatedly told police, who to the child's school to interview him on New Year's Day. He told police he was spanked, hit with a belt, jump rope, and frequently spit on, and reportedly asked to be put in jail. You read that already. And then the ring camera monitor. Ultimately, footage from the camera along with testimony from his siblings corroborated his shocking account. Eric pictured he used to live next door to the Freder family's home at the 200 block of Crane Point North and Egert, whatever the hell it is, landing community, and would see the kids playing outside. We've been here since 2007, former neighbor, I don't know how Presendorf said. So knew them. We can't say we knew them. What? So knew them. Can't say we knew them. Well, they kind of kept to themselves. Yeah, but it's weird and crazy news. It's a 3-car garage. On the single car garage, there was where a room was built in there, but I never went in the house or in the garage. You could see it from the outside. Okay. Sorry about that. Kind of butchered up the end there. A little bit weird. That's crazy. I guess it's not surprising this day and age, huh? Neighbor looking kind of crazy too. A weird ass neighborhood. There's people, look at their eyes and stuff. What are these people? Anyway, I'm gonna head out of here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats and the memberships. There was somebody that became a member and I missed it. I'm sorry. I think I missed it. Oh, Marshland, thank you for the super chat. Imagine a time when children, women, and men won't go missing. Thank you. And Patricia, thank you again too. Yeah, I'm gonna head out of here. We'll see. I don't know when we'll do the fun stream. I'll schedule in advance so you guys know. I'm not sure whether to do it for tonight or tomorrow. Let's see. Weird ass people, weird ass neighborhood.